Yes, another year, another Micro Four Thirds / Olympus video. um, I love having these conversations about Micro Four Thirds, specifically Olympus. I love the brand. I think there's so much about Olympus that they do right, and so I need to stop calling it Olympus and just call it OM system. But yeah, the question really was to review my everyday carry. What is it that I roll around with on an everyday basis as a photographer and as a creative? And at the heart of that is my Olympus. And this is my EM5 Mark II. And I had to think about it because I upgraded from a EM10 Mark II. And what you're seeing here, this is the 75-300. And I guess for those of you who are not in the know, when we're talking Olympus, we're really talking about these tiny sensors in the camera. And because the sensor is so tiny, it allows the camera system itself to be tiny. So in order to drive this home, let me grab a full frame camera to show you what the differences are. So here's the Nikon ZF, and this is the new Voigtlander 50 1.2, which is a madness of a lens. And then here's the Olympus, right? And let's be honest. This is a 75-300. So when it comes to Olympus, the crop factor is ×2 because of the sensor size, right? It's just math. So essentially this lens right here is a, what is it? A 180-600 millimeter reach. This is a phenomenal telephoto lens. So I do a lot of my moon photography with this. I do a lot of street photography with this, oddly enough. Like I'll be down the block sniping people. I like a lot of landscape stuff with this. I just love the look of telephoto lenses. And then this is a 50, right? So you can tell that the Nikon ZF is definitely a much bigger camera. And this is why my Olympus makes it to my everyday carry, because not only do I walk around with this guy and my telephoto lens, I also walk around with this lens. This is the 24, well, it's 12 millimeter, so it's a 24 millimeter equivalent, which means I've got a wide, enough of a wide angle prime and 1.8. And then this is the 25. So 25 times 2 is 50 millimeter equivalent. And this is my everyday carry. So to put this in perspective, all of this, these three lenses with the camera, weighs significantly less than that Nikon ZF. That's insane. And when you're the type of person, you have a commute, you've got your camera in your bag, you've got your laptop in your bag, some other knickknacks, everyday carry, right? The weight becomes something to worry about. And Olympus in Micro Four Thirds for many years has given me the freedom to never really have to think about my gear. It's always with me. It's always with me. And to be fair, there's a lot of conversations, and I don't want this to become a conversation about, well, what's the image quality like with the Olympus versus the Nikon ZF, or maybe I'll have a Sony, or maybe my Fuji X-T2, because I do alternate my everyday carries. It's not about that. It's about, because the Olympus gear is so small, because it's so portable, so lightweight, it gives me true versatility to know that if I go to work and someone says, "Hey, Ramon, can you capture a portrait of me super quickly?" Yes, I can. I'll take this off and I'll put the 50 on. Or if I feel like I want to take a walk for lunch and I want to do some street work, The 50 will work fine, but maybe I want to do something a little wider. Oh, I'm gonna walk to the waterfront. I can just unscrew and take the 24, right? The 24 millimeter equivalent. And then there's always this guy. When we think about cityscapes and landscape work, we're used to this idea of these wide angle images. However, having a telephoto lens allows you to really look for your opportunities to portray a specific subject, right? So maybe it's not best that I show the entire cityscape of downtown Manhattan, but maybe I just wanna have a nice 4:3 composition of this building or the Freedom Tower, or a nice vertical of the Freedom Tower. This lens affords me that versatility. And what I will say about Olympus glass, I don't have any of the pro level gear, because I've had some contention in the past as to if it's worth the price. However, what I will say is these days it's all super cheap, so I'll probably upgrade soon. But you gotta remember Olympus, they made the glass that goes into the industry standard telescopes across the globe. They know what they're doing. Their glass is super sharp. And as long as you know what you're doing with the camera, it's just a tool. And this is how I validate my Micro Four Thirds all the time. There are things about it that I know I have to work around. Things like, because the sensor's so small, there can be noise if you go past your 1600 ISO, right? Like, well, that's okay. We've got things like Topaz, Denoise, Lightroom. Like, it's all right. I've got tools to solve those issues. And once you're aware of the shortcomings of the system, your tool works. That's the long and short of it. And this is why I choose to have Micro Four Thirds as my daily everyday carry. There are some days, like I said, I'll just feel the need to shoot my Fuji. So I'll throw that in the bag. Or there's days where I feel the need to just take a Sony. I'll throw that in the bag, no big deal. Now, in terms of video, this is what my B cam is right now. The Osmo Pocket 3. I've done a video on this guy, and I think the entirety of YouTube has as well. It's a phenomenal tool. The things it does with video from that 1-inch sensor are phenomenal, and I really quite enjoy using the Pocket 3 and having it with me. And I've got dreams one day to just pull it out, and when I do my photo walks, I have it with me, right? And sometimes I'll just capture B-roll of the scene, and I have dreams of dialing up this YouTube channel in that way, where I'll do like these walkie-talkie. I don't know if you guys ever seen that channel. I quite like that channel. Where they interview the street photographers, and they walk around and they'll do a little video pan of the scene and then the photo. And like, I think I like that. Someday, hopefully I'll get there. But yeah, the Osmo Pocket 3 is such an amazing tool. I'll keep a little flash on me. I don't know where it is. I've got one of those new Godox mini flashes. In the case, again, someone says, hey, can I get a portrait or whatever? I have something I can control a little bit of light. I can bounce a little bit of light. And I've had to do that multiple times. So yeah, my everyday carry really consists of my Olympus ecosystem, an on-camera flash, and the Osmo Pocket for video. And even though I don't use all of this kit in its entirety all at once, I think it's so dope that in today's world, we can walk around with gear so minimal gear that allows you to create these big scathing pieces of content and memories. Like, what a time to be alive as a creative. And thank you so much for your question. I always like to say, time is the most valuable resource that we have, and I do not take it lightly that you've shared yours here with me today. So thank you for that. If you like the video, like it, subscribe, plenty more content coming. Check the links down below. You will find, in the description down below, you'll find links to affiliates, with affiliate links to all the gear that I've used, everything I talk about, and then all my social media stuff, links to my website, check out my work. Again, my name is Ramon. Thank you. I'm out of here. Peace.